There we are.
Hey, good evening, everybody. We are live today on, what is the day today? Thursday, the 18th of January, 2018. And so far on the panel today, as I go through the names, we have Yudit from Israel. We have Astral. Well, he lives in Denmark, but he's English. We have Artist from Germany, and we have DOJO from America. So hello, everybody.
Good evening.
Salute.
Right, everybody can see me and I've said hello. I'm going to turn my camera off because of bandwidth, because it always lags on my end. But anyway, there we go. So, good evening, everybody. So, what about this weather that's happening right now then?
Yeah.
Cold.
What about you, Astral? What's it like for you?
We got snow yesterday. Yeah, we had about 5 inches of snow, maybe 4 inches of snow.
Really?
Just boom. Sorry, not yesterday, the day before. I went out with the garbage and I looked up into the sky and I could see every star that was up there, every star. I mean, I looked 360 everywhere. I thought, beautiful, but I could feel it was like a crispness to the air. So I figured that it's probably going to... And yeah, sure enough, yesterday it snowed. So yeah, I don't like snow. It's nice and clean, but I don't like snow. Sorry.
I'm not into snow that much. Snow always means problems for someone else. It just does. It means people haven't got electricity. It means accidents. It just always means... Yeah. I think if you're about 2 years of age, 3 years of age, it's fun. Yeah. What about you, DOJO? What's it like for you?
The weather's great. Although it's like people choose which weather pattern to favor. Lately, I've been favoring all the patterns. Yesterday was foggy, misty. You know, I could have complained about it because it was really hard on my crops, but I didn't. I'm noticing that every day and every weather pattern is significant. I'm watching Yudit in her videos when she's going live and the weather pattern over there in Israel, and I'm actually just mapping it with mine. The ones over here in California, they look man-made, right? Right now, I'm currently in the Central Valley of California, which some would call a depression. A depression is a valley between two mountains. That's what a depression is in geology or geography. It's one of the two. I'm off my rocker right now, but some would consider a depression, which is a valley, something that lays deep between two mountains, and that's where I'm at. And so the weather patterns here, I mean, other than the fires that's been located southern of me, the weather patterns has been it's been normal. It's actually been normal for this time of year. I get the floor.
Artist, what's it like for you then?
Well, the weather was very windy this morning, and a lot of trees fell over. So we had basically a small hurricane, it seems like, and so it was very hard to travel the road today. A lot of rain. We almost have non-stop rain for almost 2 months. Every day it rains for about 4 to 6 hours a day. So the ground is soaking wet over here. It's just like a big swamp. And also what I was surprising that actually the warmest point in the day actually moved 1 hour later than I remember as a child. As a child, I remember the warmest point of the day being from 12 till 1 p.m. And now it basically moved from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. So it changed. I can even show you if you want to. Here is the weather pattern. Can you see this, Karen, or not? Here, the warmest point.
Yeah, I can see it.
Around 2 o'clock. Friday, around 2 o'clock. Saturday, around 2 o'clock. And this was exactly the same in this summer. The warmest point of the day was around 2 o'clock. Even here, it's around 8 o'clock almost. See, from 5 till 8 o'clock. This is basically almost one straight line. What I saw is that the weather, the warmest point of the day, is almost 1 or 2 hours later than it used to be in the 80s and 90s. So something is changing. So that's my bit on the weather.
Thank you, Artist. Thanks for that. Just to say that Joe from Science Academy has joined us. Hello, Joe.
Hello, Karen. How bloody are ya?
I was going to say something, but I might not be that funny, but that's a very good accent. Very good accent. Anyway, you know everybody on this hangout, don't you? You know Artists, you know Astral, you know Yudit, and of course you know DOJO.
My brother from another mother. How you doing, Mr. DOJO?
Man, I'm good, my man. I'm just sitting over here telling myself, like, oh my goodness, I said all that stuff right now, and I didn't
You were muted.
the weather. I didn't even say nothing about the weather. I'm high, all right? Y'all gonna have to excuse me. DOJO high. DOJO high. The weather over here, Karen, is actually the sun is cracking the mist. It's beautiful, but at the same time, it's misty. Humid. It's looking like 59 to 70 degrees, and the temperature is like what?
So DOJO over there with his hers becoming one with the creator as usual.
Hey, Jamaican, I was up this morning getting them earthworms. You was up with me. It was like at 5:50 in the morning. Karen, I'm telling you, DOJO, I'll be on one.
Man, I ain't been asleep. I ain't been getting much sleep since I've been on this journey, man.
I think I'm probably jealous of DOJO, Joe, and Yudit, who've got much warmer weather than we've got.
Man, it ain't warm right now. It's like 15 degrees.
Oh, so it's quite cold for you, is it?
Yeah, well, it's actually warmed up. It's probably 20 degrees now. Yeah, we've been having snow all week. Our school system have been out all week because of the snow and the ice.
I think I've only seen the sun once since Christmas Day so far this year, like once.
Yeah, but was it the real sun or was it the sun simulator you saw?
Yeah, you never know.
Okay.
Karen, then you actually saw the sun more than I did. We have almost 2 months of completely darkness without any sun. And a lot of rain.
You get grey. The skies are just grey. The clouds are low. It's cold and wet. That's it.
Yeah, it's the same here. And also, the ground is so soaking wet that it's basically the place where I live in Germany is one big swamp now. If you walk on the grass or in the woods, you're sucked down to your knees almost. So soaking wet is the ground. Oh, DOJO has sunshine. Lucky him.
Oh, look, you can see the sun.
The audio with the visual will be the best, so you guys won't, I'm taking me more serious this way. So this is what today looks like for me. There's my sun. Y'all can see the mist, the little forecast. I hope I'm not blinding you. Little glare. But don't trip. This is what my day looking like.
Hey, is that chemtrail or is that real clouds?
It's just like I don't know what it is, man. It's just ugly. Well, it's not ugly.
It looks kind of haze.
It's like chemtrails to me.
And look how the clouds, all those clouds are gathered under the sun. That's strange.
Yeah, although it's over my cement, so it helps me out a lot. You know what I mean? I use the cement to my advantage. Cement.
I'm already jealous. I saw a palm tree. I'm jealous.
There's no palm trees out there in UK?
Yeah, my neighbours have one. There is one here, but I'm just saying, in where you live, they're dotted around everywhere. They're not here. They're down by the beaches here. But when we see palm trees, we think warm.
Yeah, it's warm out here. This is, I guess, California live up to its standards. It's palm trees, and you can get to an ocean no matter where you're at within 2 hours. In 2.5 hours. It doesn't matter where you live in California. You can get to an ocean less than 2 hours if you drive correctly. You
can probably in England as well because we're so small. But the beach is probably about an hour from me, like this. Yeah, about an hour. But it wouldn't be a beach like yours. It'll be a pebble beach.
Pebble Beach.
Yeah, we have lots of pebble beaches here on this part. Sort of down if you go to Devon and Cornwall, which is the bit that sort of goes, well, it's the side that's America's side. Down there, it has sandy beaches, but up this end, it'll be pebble beaches. So you can't just walk, you know, like barefoot is, you know, because you got to walk across pebbles.
Really?
Is that because your shoes are very thin soles, or?
I said if you didn't have shoes on, you know, it's not it's not sandy.
Will that mean that water has only been there so long? Because usually, you know, where dense water settles, or where dense water is, it's usually sand. You know, I mean, when we really analyze what we know, wherever there's dense beach fronts, right, there's sand. Let's take, for instance, the country Dubai. When Sheikh Mo decided to say, I want to envision this new country front, Dubai. If you look at the company called Nakheel, that's Nakheel. Nakheel is the production company of Dubai, which is Sheikh Mo, which is the I guess the great grandson of this emperor. You know what I mean? And he's an emperor. You can't go get him. He's higher than a president. He's an emperor. You know, and Sheikh Mo, he envisioned all the infrastructure of Dubai from sitting on the beach looking up at the skies. You know what I'm saying? At nighttime, and he would draw in the sands. You know, so what I'm bringing to the point is that when Dubai was being constructed, like 60 to 75% of the cranes of the entire earth was in Dubai, building these infrastructures. That's why Dubai was created so fast, less than 7 years. But for him to give everybody a beachfront at their doorstep, right? They're all man-made beachfronts. It's all sand that was being transported to that location in order for these people to have a beachfront. When you study Dubai, you see that they have Palm Jumeirah. They have these man-made land masses inside the ocean, but they added the beachfront. The reason why that pricked your nerve is because you say there's pebble beaches there. So I'm asking myself, I'm curious, how long have the oceans been a beachfront where you're located if there's pebbles? Because those pebbles would have became like literally sand over a long period of time if that beachfront.
I'm sure some of the beaches here have been built up because obviously the coastline is eroding. I can't say the word. Eroding away a little bit.
Do y'all have rock beaches, sand beaches, pebble beaches? What kind of beaches y'all got over there, Karen?
Pebble.
But there are sand beaches, but more down in Devon and Cornwall, which is the leg sticking out, like facing America down there. It's all sandy, but up here it's pebble. I don't know. They're quite big pebbles, you know.
I've been
like
rock beach
4 inches, 5 inches wide, long. You know, they're really big pebbles.
I've been to a rock beach before. It was the most ugliest beach I ever seen. But when I went to
Pebble.
When I went to a beach down in Pensacola, Florida, it had white sand. It was like the prettiest beach I've ever seen. Because they got the white sand, like you might see in Hollywood movies when people getting married in white linen or something on a white sand beach. That's exactly what it looked like. It was so beautiful, and the sunset was so pretty.
Well, we're surrounded by sea, aren't we? There are loads of beaches around the UK, but a lot of them will be pebbly. Not all of them. You might have miles of pebble, and then there'll come a sand bit, and then pebble, then sand. But we have a lot of pebble beaches here. You know that, Astral, don't you?
Wherever you live
Sorry?
in England,
Sorry?
Further than 40 minutes from a beach.
Southampton's pebble, Brighton's pebble, Eastbourne's pebble, Hastings is pebble. So that's like Dover, right the way down to Southampton's all pebble. Did you hear that?
Sand.
Southport. Yeah, not all the beaches are pebble, but there are a lot of pebble beaches in the south.
Yeah, you have to walk for like 2 hours before you get to the water. It's incredible.
Well,
Each
I'll
is-
ask Yudit. Yudit, what's it like for you, Yudit?
I forgot to say hello to my queen. What's up, my queen? Yudit. Shalom.
Shalom, everybody.
Hello, my darling.
Shalom.
Um,
Shalom. It's also hi, and it's also peace. It's double meaning. So shalom, everybody. Yes.
Shalom.
For me,
Yudit, what are
yeah,
your week like?
yeah. I yesterday I was in the most higher mountain in Israel. It's 2 kilometer and 200 meter, and it was 3 to 5 minus, and it
Right.
was freezing, and I love it. And every day here is different, of course. But it's winter. Today it's crazy wind, and yeah, yeah. Maybe tomorrow we've got sunshine. Every day it's a new day, a new
You were telling me
weather.
yesterday, Yudit, that mountain you were on
Uh-huh.
goes into Syria, and was it
Yeah.
Lebanon? And it's much
Yes.
higher there, the mountain, than it is for you.
Yes. Yes. It's more higher. It's the first mountain. It's in our side. It's 2 kilometer 200, and inside Lebanon and Syria, it's higher mountain. Yeah. Also, in Elat, in the where I born and I grew up, we have a mountain, very special stone. And in the other side of Aqaba, in Jordani, I grew up as I watching this mountain in the other side of the sea, Red Sea. So they are much higher, this mountain.
Yeah, you don't think of Israel and snow, do you?
No, no. But yeah, that's what happened this week. We have snow. Yeah, not enough, but yeah, we're lucky. Yeah.
Anyway, it is really great. What is it? It's Thursday night. It's good to see Joe. We haven't seen Joe for a few days or whatever on a hangout, and it's always good to have Dojo. I met Dojo on a hangout on Joe's, didn't I? Joe and Dojo.
You did, and I'm glad we've all have become connected. Cause I know, cause I think you asked me, was it you? I think it was you that asked me about Brother Sanchez and Dread or whatever. And then about a week later, they were on your show. So I'm glad we've all somewhat, some way of another have connected to each other. You know, with 6 degrees of separation. There's a
Yeah.
lot of people, and like I said, I met Dojo through Dread, but through Dread and Brother Sanchez about what you say, Dojo, about 10 months ago, I think 9 or 10 months ago.
yes, sir. It hasn't been over a year for any of us in our relationships with one another. It has not been over. It hasn't. Yeah. But I feel real close to many of you. I mean, I really do. I don't like to say the word many like I'm leaving some of you out. I mean, I feel close to all of you. But here's that but. It's just that some of you, I don't resonate with many, well, most of you, because I like to be myself, like Yudit would say, and usually somebody who's themselves are not really opinionated, but they have to hear a lot of opinions. And then we get all like,
But you've got your theory on like egos. That's how I was listening to you, and this thing about respecting our egos, you know, and using them correctly. And that's how I met you. You were talking about that on Joe's hangout.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that's what some of this is about, isn't it? Everybody gets these inflated egos and things, or they have to be rude, or they don't realize about communicating, and you know.
I mean, even with ego and egotistical people, right? Everyone has to have a reason or a purpose why they do what they do. You know, I've been doing this like a year and a couple of days since December. So what I'm trying to say is that I know what reason I do what I'm doing online, and some of it is to produce products. That doesn't include my intermingling with those who I associate when it comes to government X. You know, I mean, exiling people and waking them up, or some would say waking them up. My thing is that when we see that social media is a way to should I say it's a tool to utilize yourself where you don't have to utilize IRS, the government, as much as someone would say. It actually does allow people to liberate themselves to a certain degree when it comes to economics. Okay, and so that's what I'm beginning to understand now when it comes to being a live streamist. I was trying to explain on I think it was Big Drez's channel the other day. I was trying to explain that that's like a lot of us, including yourself, Karen, a lot of us, those who go live and use their voices live, we are already at we're comfortable with a point in social media that many of these people who do videos who have to use edit programs in order to get success, we're already in a comfortable state before them because we're live streamers. And so when we realize that what we are, you know, not trying to give us all titles, but when we realize the caliber of what live stream is, then we begin to utilize all of our way of thinking about how we live stream, what we live stream, when we live stream. You know, these are the topics of discussion for this future of 2018. It's like live stream is a tool and it's a powerful one, but it's all about the topic of discussion and how you perform. Obviously, this is what it is. Not to overpower the panel, but this is
Do you
what it is.
think a part of that happens though, Dojo, because if you know who you are, it's easier to do all these things. If you don't know who you are and then people say things, then you're all over the place. The more you know yourself,
Right.
the easier it is to talk publicly or outwardly.
Right. I totally agree. I've taken the course before, which is a communication course, public speaking. I understand what certain. I know that public speaking is the entire world's scariest moment. You know what I mean? Because you have to speak to unknown people, an audience of people, which is public, on an unknown thing. So public speaking is way more difficult than just speaking to somebody standing next to them in a market or something. That's not public speaking. You know, when you're thrusted to speak to an audience or a panel of people, you know, you have to be able to understand a lot about yourself, really, really. And so it still drives us to know why we are talking publicly. You know what I'm saying? And usually why I talk publicly now that I'm here a year later, I really want to have a purpose while I'm speaking. And that's another reason why I haven't been collaborating my content under one channel. People still subbing to this channel and subbing to the other channels that I acquaint myself with, and I haven't no content on it. Is because last year I collapsed, you know, literally over 1,500 mega, you know, a lot of content. I've collapsed a lot of content. That's how I've begun to become acquainted with many of you through content. But now that I have none and I haven't begun to produce any, this is what's causing me to think this way. It's like, all right, like, what is my purpose? I want to fashion my content with quality. And I'm not talking like technological quality, naturally, you know, just the natural stuff. If I'm going to go gather bat guano, I want to take y'all with me. If I'm in the forest, I want to take y'all with me. If I'm going to Mexico this weekend, I want to take you with me naturally. So you can see the content, but I'm up against using live stream media for me to become, I have a product, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to medicinal cannabis in the industry, right? Some of you already know me to be a microbiologist. Some of y'all know me for chemistry already, okay? But microbiology is taking over that cannabis industry. You know what I mean? Whether if it's, and when I say cannabis, I mean herbs. I don't just mean marijuana. I mean, I'm talking about sage, yavawena, parsley. It doesn't matter. You name herb, we yield it all. And so, but it's just right now, cannabis is the market because cannabis is making all the noise. And so I'm going to yield the floor to give everybody else to ask some questions. I'm sorry. I yield the floor.
Speaking of which, man, I showed the miss your right hand man, Phoenix Bars, man. How he been? I mean, y'all used to drop so many jewels together, man. Is he still around? I ain't heard from him in months.
It's a good question. That's what I wanted. That's what I was telling Karen, that I'm up for a Q&A. People can ask me pretty much anything that has been done since I've been on here. I haven't spoke to Phoenix prior. I haven't spoke to Phoenix since that incident. This is social media. I'm sitting here and say he hasn't been listening or whatever, but I haven't spoken to him. I'm in the same boat you are, my man. But the thing is, though, if he is listening, I want him to understand one thing. It's like, even though we get stitched up and take those scars, right, and move on, that you really see a stronger love when you move on. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter. I've been sucker punched before, not paying attention, just been pop sucker punched. You know, I wasn't knocked out. You know what I'm saying? But I was just been hit. But the thing is, though, the same person who sucker punched me, later down the line, I forgave him, and no matter what, that he has made sure that I wasn't jumped or sucker punched before. And so it's like, I can't say who to forgive in life, but honestly, though, those who hear me talking, don't you dare try to make me or convince me who I should forgive in life. I forgive who I forgive. You know what I'm saying? And so everybody's entitled to forgive who they choose to forgive. If that means you want to forgive everybody in the entire world, God be with you. But if that means you got certain people that you want to die with on your soul, God be with you. I rest the floor.
That's what's up. Yeah, that's what's up. Maybe one day you'll get to meet him, Karen, whenever he comes back around to us. That's what's up, though. But like, I mean, I love this whole unity, no hate message that we're putting out there. I mean, it's beautiful when you see so many colors and cultures and traditions like come together in one place. We become unstoppable. That's our magic right there. You know.
Yeah, because we're all one, aren't we? Really, it's not actually. We can look at it that they've made sure that we all basically hate each other for one reason or another. They put that people against that people and that against that. They'll do it in jobs, in culture, just do it in every way. And so it's really great that, you know, we can just all be friends under the circumstances.
Absolutely. That's why I love your channel and Cat Size channel and, you know, LPV and channel and stuff, because like it's more calm and laid back. Now, however, I do like hanging out with you being exposed and Brother Sanchez because I'm able to release that aggression out on the deceivers.
Joe,
There it is.
Joe,
That's where
hey, Joe, may I say something to you, please, Joe?
Absolutely. Go ahead.
First of all, I love you. I love your smile. And when you mention another people from another channel, don't put Sun Moon with another channel in the same line, please. I tell you why. Because Sun Moon is really people. You know who I am. You see my face. This is who I am. Namaste. I don't put any mask on my face. I'm like an open book. You can see who I am. You can see my life in Facebook. You know who I am. So I'm a really person. About the other people, I don't know who they are. I don't know, they don't show me who they are. I see masks. So don't put Sun Moon in the same line with other people, Joe. Okay? Yeah, this is what I want to say.
I wasn't trying to step on nobody's
You
toes.
need to know with the people you're talking to. You need to know.
Yeah.
If you don't know, they can be a virus from the computer. Okay?
Yeah, I got you.
Absolutely. I love you.
Maybe that's why Joe can say that our channel, because he knows that we're friends and that obviously we don't argue, we don't want any, we just don't want all that stuff. We're trying to build a community as best as possible in where we are amongst all these lies and everything. And all of us probably have a slight problem with trust because of all these things that even happen locally to you, how people treat you in your own area, let alone on the computer.
Your family, right?
Yeah, I see you and DOJO as family, Astral's family, Yudit's family, Artist's family, and often we kind of know, don't we, spiritually?
Yeah. We are family, but I'm saying about no, I was building on what you said. People who's locally, how they treat you. I was like, yeah, like your own family. I guess they look at you like you're crazy, and I'm like, man, I'm not. I don't even got the energy. I don't even got the energy to put my mind back to the first grade state of mind that I had to take myself to learn all about flat Earth anyway. So I'm not even finna waste my energy on, lowering myself to why is it I know what I know and all that. I'm not finna drain. I'm not finna go through 2 years of information to try to, to try to sum it up to you in a 10-minute conversation. No, I'm not, because for one, I wouldn't know where to start, and I wouldn't know where to start to make you understand. So that's usually the shoes I'm putting in when people just come and be like, oh, so you think the earth is flat and stuff. I'm like, and I don't even bring it up. I don't even like bring it up, right? And then they just do it, I guess, as a joke, as a mockery or something. So I try not to feed into it. Not unless I got a open mind and an open ear to hear it all. I'm not, but like I said, to hear it all, that'd be almost 2 years of information that I've went through, and yeah. So I hear what you're saying. It's quite. It
Yeah,
gives
what you're
me.
saying is you're not
See,
in for a debate anymore about this flat Earth side of it. You just don't want. There's no debate anymore.
basically, yeah.
Your channel. You like what are you called? Science Academy. You're trying to go through maybe some scientific proofs and new science really, because it's learning. I mean, what we're living on, and yeah, you do all that kind of stuff, don't you?
Yeah, and I like looking through information. I mean, you and so many people have just listening to y'all or whatever. It inspired me to come up with that name, because whether we're talking about astronomy or like Dojo, we got our botanist over there who's good with plant life. Um, a couple of sisters that that's good with growing plants. Um, some that know what medicine, that's good on medicine and stuff. I mean, a lot of y'all have inspired me to do that. One moment.
Yeah, and learning.
Yeah, it's learning, right? And it's all about science. So it just took me a while to come up with the name. Oh, go ahead, brother.
No, it's because you was on about a minute ago that yeah, we all know about it being flat and everything. I was in today, and I saw they had this small globe. Right, so I was chatting to the guy. Don't sell that, I said, because soon it'll be worth a fortune, man. He's like, well, we don't live on a globe, you know that. It's like, what? I told him a few things, a little bit about it and that, and he's gonna look at, yeah, I'm gonna look at that. I said, I'm not. Yeah, there's no curve,
There's no code. Astral, you are breaking up just a little bit
I
for
woke
some
him up a
reason
little.
when you talk. When you talk,
Oh,
you
I
break
don't
it up a little bit.
know.
Just a little bit.
Phone's in. It's just that I'm trying to get powered up as well.
I mean, we've all gone
All
through
right.
the shock thing. I mean, even when you tell someone else new, it's like they look at you with horror and all that. But we probably, a lot of us felt like that anyway when we realised, like, what do you mean it's that? Oh my God, you know. But it didn't actually frighten me. It frightens a lot of people because I think it just means their whole life is a lie.
Basically, y'all want to hear something funny? PC Gamer says religion, politics, and flat Earth are topics not good for family dinners. I agree. Cause
No.
this right there will make everybody lose their appetite. I tell you.
I am a little shocked about this bit with flat Earth, that when you mention it, there's like hatred back. They hate you.
It's backlash. You just anger. I'm like, what are you angry for, man? It's just
Not our fault,
what?
is it?
Yeah, I told my 6-year-old, we told the truth. We told him the truth the day after Christmas. We told him the truth about Santa Claus not being real, right? He took it like an adult. He didn't cry about it. He didn't say, "You liar," or nothing. But when adults hear about flat Earth, they act like children. Some of them. I took it like an adult, but I was angry
I mean,
that I
some
was
people
lied
do
to.
have a network of people they can talk to around them, and say their wife or their children or their friends do actually understand it, but most of us don't. And that's another reason why we come on these hangouts, because we want to connect with people that are like us.
Yes, I would definitely agree. Not if people would not neglect the fact that even if you're listening to a voice that you can't stand, because sometimes the frequency that's within the messenger's voice can distort the message. I'm a victimizer and a victimized, and I've been victimized by that. But what I'm really trying to say is when you listen, or when you go back to listen, when you take your own notes on life and experience within itself, right? You're already one step ahead of these scientists that are coming out of these institutions and all these people who consider themselves natural biologists or natural people or natural chemists. You're one step ahead of them because they're learning what they're learning in laboratories around man-made equipment and utensils. And I don't neglect the fact that some of that stuff can work in our favor, but the real science platform is out there in the dirt, on your hands and your knees, with your hands in the soil. You know what I mean? Grabbing earthworms, watching the roots take root, watching the seed grow. That's where the real science is. So if anybody, I don't care if you only have a little patch of grass on the side of your doorstep, that's where your nature is, and that's where your science lab should be. I don't recommend anything other. And that's no offense to those who do. I know lately I've been meeting a lot of engineers, and I'm learning to correspond with them, because engineers are really mechanical. Physicists are the same way. Welders are the same way. Men were given the gift to create. I'm telling you, we were. But at the same time, though, when we lose the essence of what nature is, that's what makes people feel like we've lost the essence of our spirit. I yield the floor.
Yeah, great perspective. What I want to interject on the globe bit that you were talking about. If you actually go to a store and turn around the globe, you will see most of the time this label. Globes are not meant for educational purpose, but only for decorative purpose. And the Marble, they said the Marble showed it on his channel. A lot of people say, yeah, you put that sticker on there, whatever. So we went to a lot of stores and turned around those globes, and almost on all those globes on the bottom, this text was written. So it would be cool if some other people also, if they are making a video outdoors, go to your local store and turn around the globe and look at the bottom. And probably in your language, this will be mentioned. The Marble did it in his videos, and almost every globe, I think he did 3 or 4. Only one didn't have that one, but that was a very small one. But all the globes that are bigger and basically represent how NASA represents the globe, they had this sticker on the bottom of it. So globes are not meant for educational purpose, only for decorative purpose. So that's interesting.
That tickles me every time I see that sticker, man. And then I was thinking about what thrill would D Marvel have gotten out of just putting a sticker on a random globe? What I mean,
Well, he showed when
we
he
don't
had,
have to fake our science or teaching.
well,
The troop
he showed one probably that he had at home, so therefore a lot of people said, yeah, maybe a sticker. Then he went in his car and drove to a couple of stores and he turned them around. This is in a store actually. You can see Walmart.com on that barcode, and you could see that almost all the globes have this sticker under it. So
you know what?
Something.
You know what? He had D Marvel had a label maker.
Yeah, that kind of thing.
Yeah, that had that printed out. That specifically had gloves are not meant for educational purposes.
Yeah,
I was like, hey, D Marvel, let me borrow the label maker so I can make a few.
Yeah, but
No,
yeah, I know you're kidding. But that's great that he actually went to a couple of stores and showed, look, you go to a local store and and it would be great if some other people would make a similar video just to show everybody that also in their country it's the same. Yeah.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Now, I know that the globe and all globes they have on it for educational purposes, in which I've spoken to historians.
Not for education.
I've spoken to teachers. I speak to many teachers every day. I some people will tell you that I live like a triad life, but I don't. I like to keep myself. I like to take control of my own time. So I speak to teachers. Many have told me that the reason globes say that is because it's being literal. That regardless of what size globe you go purchase, it is not the identical model of what the globe perhaps may be. And so when they put that label on the globe, you might be able to buy a globe the size of a marble, up to the size of a bowling ball, up to the size of, you know what I mean? And so they put that label on it because they're assuming through their patent, you know what I'm saying, that they're able to say, okay, we're going to sell this line of globes. And so I'm just giving you a perspective of a globalist. Like I said, as a flat earther, I speak to globalists daily. You know what I mean? And this is what's fine tuning my argument. You know, I mean, even as the word flat, some of us would say, I've even heard Jamaicans say that we really don't coin the word flat, as we just know that that's just a easier way to start the discussion, whether it's flat or globe. Yeah. But the globe has been made. The globe has really been made for educational purposes.
Oh yeah, in every school, in every library, there's a globe. But...
Right. Yeah.
And every college.
The thing is, if people really understood what they were reading and worked it out, and they don't.
Well, that's why I always also say on the food bit, read the packages of the products you buy. You will be surprised what you actually find on the packages in the ingredient list. But most people don't. They are lazy as shit. But I think it's very important. It's very important to read the labels on the food packages. And in a while, you have even an app on some mobile phones. I think you also have an app that you scan the food label and it will tell you how much shit and sugar there is in there. I think some website has actually an app for your mobile phone.
You give me a thought there, artist, right? Mm-hmm. You can scan the product with your phone, blip, right? Mm-hmm. A green tick or a red cross, so you either know, yeah, it's good or no, it's not.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's indeed great, but I think some health organization or a health website already made an app that tells you if it's organic or it has a lot of additives and preservatives in it. Yeah. I don't know what.
I better stop this.
Yeah.
Next step.
Anyway, it is a hard place to be because we've got to re-educate everybody.
Yeah. Indeed. Well, what I've always given as an example, and I can't stretch it enough, is if you look at the pages and then you look at the ingredient list and it looks like a chemistry exam, don't buy it. That's a simple explanation.
It just seems they just want us to be plastic. Plastic shoes, plastic food, plastic everything.
Oh yeah, but plastic, if you have a lot of plastic surrounding your body, it basically isolates your frequency and also the frequencies you are able to pick up. It isolates everything. That's why they put plastic around electric wires to isolate it.
Hmm.
When you know how a lot of us will. I'm sorry, I was reading a text. My wife was actually texting me like flat Earth, and she's doing her thing. She's doing her thing. Shout out to that. As I was
Yay.
going to say,
Ooh.
I lost train of thought for real. Yeah, because she tripped me out. She never does this, so obviously something's occurring in her mind, and that's just it. That's what I wanted to bring to people's attention, is that some globalists, they're just people like we are, and when we begin to look at flat Earth like a grand awakening to the either whether if we consider it the horrible things that has been going on around us, GMOs, chemtrails, it doesn't matter. When we make it appear that this grand awakening of flat Earth is what it is, and it separated us from what we consider globalists, the indoctrination, the lies, and all that. That's fine and dandy. Although these our people, regardless, we want to call them globalists. Okay, that would mean that my wife's a globalist. Okay, so I'll say our people. So our people, which are globalists, which we'll consider asleep, because we know that flat Earth is something that not only did we accept it, we just know it because we didn't have to believe it. We've done our own practical science and research and looking into things to say eventually we see that this is of truth, because it was a knowing. When something's unknowing, it's just like you don't automatically know. You know what I'm saying? Even a child don't know, because that's why there's things called discipline, like warning symbols on things. It's like until you know what it is, you don't know. And I'm coming to a thought that perhaps, like the Bible, maybe flat Earth has become those who have tried the fruits that bear the fruits that come from the tree of life. Like when I've read the Bible, it was the serpent who convinced Eve, who Adam was standing next to try this, and they would become one. They would become gods, knowing the good between. And I really feel like a lot of you who are flat earthers, you guys really know the difference between a lot of good and what a lot of evil is. It's like you guys are not gods, but at the same time, you got to be honest with yourself. Don't you, as a flat earther, don't you feel like you are way more sensitive, way more alert, and way more aware of what goes on in a global perspective than the globalist is? It's like flat earthers know more about the global perspective and the dangers of what they've caused than they do. That's how more asleep they are. And so if we try to wake these people up, it's like conscious sedation when your brain's being operated on under conscious sedation. You're fully awake, but this man is carving on your brain. If I go in there and wake your ass up and shake you up, right? Think of the dangers. I yield the floor.
And people don't understand just really just a simple second grade document can debunk the whole entire globe deception. Like if you look at my screen, they said that we're basically sitting on top of an iron core, and it heat with a temperature at about 2,000 Kelvin or 3,000 degrees, and that it's about, I don't know, 20, almost 2,900 kilometers to the center. Let's see, depth of 28, or a little close to 4,000 miles. Well, I see here it gives you a different answer, about 1,200 communities. It says kilometers. It says with a radius of or whatever of about 700 miles. It takes 4 radiuses to get a 360 arc or whatever, a 360 circle. So that still doesn't add up. If you add 760 you still won't get these numbers. And then, like I said, it says that the temperature is at I say 2,000 Kelvin. No, 5,700 Kelvin or 5,400
It's a bit weird
Celsius.
that they can say that, though, isn't it, Joe? When they've only gone down, what is it, 10 kilometers?
Yeah, about 8 miles, 7 to 8 miles. But when you look here, and before anybody talking about it's an iron alloy, said it's an iron nickel alloy in the center. We get to that in just a second, because when you look at iron alloy, it melts at 2107 Fahrenheit, 1153 Celsius, right? When you look at nickel alloy, that melts at 2525 Fahrenheit, 1385 Celsius. When you look at pure iron still melts at the temperature at the temperature that's lower than what they say is the temperature is of the core, which is 2797 Fahrenheit and 1536 Celsius. But so you see what I'm saying? When you do a little research, you can see that we don't even there's not a core. Now we can't explain how volcanoes make work, because as far as I'm concerned, volcanoes, the bottom of a volcano probably doesn't go no further than 7 to 8 miles either. But so just because we can't explain what causes lava and volcano doesn't mean that it disproves flat Earth. You see what I'm saying? Just little things like this.
Can I ask a question with what Dojo was kind of saying then? Because I just feel that I've tried to sort of tell my family, and I've tried to tell a few friends, and they've treated me just like the no, you're crazy, don't want to know. But we're here because people are flat earthers, and flat earth doesn't just cover the land, does it? It covers all the lies. That's what we all see, is it's all the lies. But just ask each one of you, are you here to be a part, or is it that you like to try and tell other people, we're calling them the globalists? Would you want to tell them and try and get them to come over? Is that your main thing, Joe? Is you'd like to convince, well, not convince in that way, but other people to understand that we are living on it? Or is it that you just want to get on with flat earth?
Well, my main thing is, for one, put this on the table, that it's not even about the shape with me anymore. Like I said, that was when I had to dumb myself down to the kindergarten, second grade state of mind to look into the shape of the earth. Once I finally got into the shape of the earth, I realized it was more deception and lies behind it. So right then and there, it wasn't even about the shape anymore. So to answer your question, I'm in it to plant the seed that we are all being deceived. That's really it. And flat Earth is the biggest deception that they're deceiving us on. That they're hiding from us. Because they could be hiding more land that we can move our families to. You see what I'm saying? Because if they are hiding more land and everybody knew about it, everybody gonna be trying to flock to it, right? I do like to try to plant the seed. When I'm waking, someone hearing it from me for the first time, I try not to go hard body. Right then and there. I normally only go hard body when people want to start trolling and calling and trying to insult or whatever. But I don't go hard body towards a person. I go hard body towards the information. I'm definitely in it for the unity. I definitely want the unity. You know, hashtag unity, no hate. You know, I'll go ahead and put it in the chat.
Big hugs,
Yeah,
Joe.
definitely. Hashtag unity, no hate. You know, it's. I mean, I'm in it for all of y'all. I'm in it for the children. Not just my children, but each and every one of yours. Um, I mean, it's so many reasons that I'm in it that I'm not even thinking about the shape of the earth for the simple fact I know there is no curvature, there's no rotation. And I prove that every day I go out and observe the sun and the moon. And if I'm able to see clouds passing behind it, so that right there just automatically reminds me there's no curvature, there's no rotation, there's no 93 million mile sun, there's no 240,000 mile moon, you know. But it's
I know it
it's
is
so
a bit
many,
like a joke, isn't it?
yeah, it is
I mean,
though.
it's
It's
so
like
bad. It's absolutely disgusting.
it reminds me of Horton Hears a Who. Horton Hears a Who. Um, they got everybody to believe that they're this speck of dust, they're insignificant, they put him on purpose, they're just a busted accident, right? They exploded from nothing and created everything, created the blood that's in your body, right? So I really mocked them with that stupid logic by playing the clip for Horton Hears a Who. You know how he was walking around with this dandelion and it had that speck of dust on it, and within the speck of dust you had Whoville. They made a movie because of them because they say oh people believe everything. You see how everybody in that speck of dust believe that they were on a speck of dust or whatever. So they made that movie to mock the people who believe that they're insignificant, who believes in the globe. And people don't even realize that like the Hollywood that they defend that gives you this globe, they made a Hollywood production for you to to get you to believe because they know that they've gotten all of us who believe that we're this itty bitty speck of dust just floating around, and then what happened when they went to the smartest one and to the smartest uh girl that was in Whoville? She was a scientist. What happened when they told her something about what if there's another world out there besides us? What did she did? She did exactly what Tyson and all them do, right? She went right to her chalkboard and started drawing out equations, didn't she? You remember that part? She went to the chalkboard. She started draw. She filled her whole complete chalkboard up with math, physics, calculus, equations. Remember? And then when the word got out, it had the whole entire Whoville in a panic state of mind because they thought they was about to have a global Armageddon type thing, a global destruction. That's exactly the world we living in. So I always make it a point to bring up that little clip of Horton Hears a Who by Dr. Seuss about that little speck, and we just expect a that just landed on a dandelion, and we just wandering around, not knowing where we are. We don't know who we are. You know, we don't trust ourselves. We're just gonna trust this scientist who ran to that chalkboard with her calculus and physics and equations, right? We just gonna trust her because I don't want you to trust yourself. I'm not gonna trust myself. I don't want you to trust your common sense. I don't want you to trust your logics. I want you to trust the people who got the college education to tell you what you see, to tell you what to eat, to tell you what to dress, to tell you how to think, to tell you what to think, to tell you how to raise your children, to tell you when it's time to eat dinner, to tell you when it's time to wake up to go to work, to tell you when it's time to go to bed so you can wake up the next day to get told when to go back to work, and I yield the floor.
Analyzing
Yeah.
Tell you when to cross.
Good shit. Good stuff, Jamaican. Excuse my language, ladies. I'm sorry. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, well done.
Jojo, what about you with that question? Like, is it that you have gone past all that and you just want to get on explaining your stuff, or is it that you still feel like you would like to help people realize about the globe, which of course means a bit of friction, doesn't it? Because obviously they're going to go, I hate you before they even start, because that's what they say. That's how they talk to you, as if you've killed their mother or something.
That's exactly, you know, like I'm saying, Karen, that's really only on social media. And that's why I really feel like Yudit would say I'm naked online, because I'm living too in the open. You know, in real life though, hand to hand, frequency to frequency, it's a loving thing, especially when I meet every globalist. I'll explain it like this, like I'm explaining it to my cousin here. You know, he gave, you know, when we look at what Bible believers read, which is the Bible, and we look at the story of the Good Samaritan, right? We're taught that the Good Samaritan story derives from a man, you know what I mean? But literally in the Bible, it was when that Jesus met this woman at the well. Now, the Good Samaritan story is what I relate to when I meet globalists, because when Jesus met this woman at the well, first things first, the woman is at the well to collect water with her pail. Okay. And the first thing is that Jesus is there alone. And so when they come across each other, you can see the scrutiny of racism that's going on during that era, because she tells him, why does what would make a man himself, which he was a Jew, speak to a Samaritan woman, right? And not only that, she was a woman, so that could have got him hung. You know what I mean? And so you see the essence of life in the Samaritan story when a flat earther has to explain to a globalist. That woman was at the well with her pail to collect water. She was told by Jesus that she had 5 husbands and the man she was with is not her husband. So she was not only convinced that Jesus had a message for everyone else, but the message that he gave her when she ran off from the well, right? She was no longer racist against Jews. Although when she ran past the disciples, it showed them curious looking at Jesus, showing that the disciples were still obviously kind of slightly racist against women and Samaritan women. But not only that, it also makes that woman the very first apostle of the book, because that woman carried the message out to say, look, here is the word. He is the word. So a woman was the very first apostle, according to the book of, according to, is it John, or with the Good Samaritan story? If you look at the Samaritan story, so when you speak to globalists, you're speaking to people who are doing a day-to-day thing, who are not expecting a Messiah to carry a message to them. I'm not saying that a flat earther is a Messiah, but each flat earther has a message, and your message is more valuable than your relationship with that person. Take your time with that person. I yield the floor.
I sure do. I sure do appreciate you hanging me, letting me come on. I definitely, and plus, I definitely had to come up here and hang with my brother DOJO, cause I always like to hear the brother build and stuff. My man's gonna get off here, and if you still on, if you still on, I guess in about 30 minutes or so, I'm definitely gonna come back.
Okay.
Karen?
Yeah, that's like
This what's up, man. I mean, I'm everywhere. Everybody like to have me.
Can I just explain that we're going to split this evening? We're going to have this hangout with Dojo, and it doesn't mean Dojo can't join, but then I will start a new hangout about midnight because Santos is coming on.
Santos, oh, that'd be awesome. That'd be awesome. Look, I so hope I've been be up to actually listen to some more of his teachings. But if y'all been watching me, man, I've been going hard body, whether it's been streaming with whoever or even on my show. It's been I've been tired. I've been exhausted because I've been trying to push all y'all channels either on my Facebook or something. So yeah, it's been hard body. I hope I have. Plus, I got to work tomorrow. So if I don't make it, please forgive me, love. But I have been pushing your channel out among my social platforms as well. So sorry, love. Love you.
You do your best. Do your best. That's
Thank you so much, Joe.
Not a problem. Not a problem.
Yeah. Hey, yo,
we love you, Joe.
Yeah, we love you, and we know.
I love y'all.
And we know that you do your utmost to present everything as good as possible. So, thanks for that, man.
And just to say that, I myself go on a few hangouts myself, and there's only a few channels I like going to, and Joe's is one of them.
Mhm.
Absolutely, absolutely. Like I get invited to your show and other channels. So I've been busy. When I'm not working, I've been like I'll be waking up.
It is a busy place when you're a flat earther, though, isn't it? If you're actually like doing your own channel and stuff like that, it is busy.
It really is. It really is. So when I don't see any of y'all going live, I'm like, you know what? Let me just go live myself. Look, I think of something to speak on. I need to start talking about medicine. I think my next show I might actually go on medicine. I haven't did anything on medicine in about a month or so. So I'm definitely need to get on the medicine and why medicine is bad for you and
Yeah,
stuff.
DOJO's your man on that one.
Absolutely. He's one of the first guys I sent a link to. I sent it straight to him. But I know
Yeah,
he's 2 hours behind. He's 2
Joe
hours
knows
behind,
quite a
so
lot.
I don't be knowing if he's asleep or what.
Yeah, that 2 hours
Yeah.
is beating me up, man. I haven't really, shout out to Yudit Baz because our relationship is so genuine. Is when I was distracted, and when it just see a person like myself, my sleeping patterns is see your circadian rhythm, right? You have everything has a circadian rhythm. Each organ, we all live on this rhythm, on this circadic rhythm, man. We live on this rhythm. And so mine, if you look at Dr. Oz or any other, they'll tell you that certain people, you can tell what type of person they are according to their sleeping pattern, according to their psychological pattern, bro. And so when you look at me, I go to bed like at 6:45, 7, you know what I mean, PM. Well, it doesn't matter what time it is because it's the same time in your location. So 6:45, 7, your location, I would go to bed. Okay. And then I would get up like at, 3:35, 4, and so those are my hours. And so when I get distracted throughout a day on a certain day or something comes up just out of the ordinary, like my daughter, I had to go to a gate meeting and all my stuff comes up, right? If it becomes repetitious, it'll knock me off my sleeping pattern, right? And then it affects a lot because then my energy, the way I eat, I eat efficiently to give me enough energy to last throughout those hours. I need the energy. You know what I mean? This is what I was explaining when we speak about fasting and intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting is what a lot of these big Hulk Hogan guys look like. That's what they use too. They don't just feed their faces full of carbs and protein. They're on these schedules. When when you hire a dietitian to put your schedule together, they would literally have to go and talk to a biologist about you because literally you are your own biologist if you understand your eating patterns and how you sleep. So um with me that's just what it is. I sleep. I'm The easiest way to put it is make sure you go to sleep before the sun goes down. Make sure you wake up before the sun comes up. I yield the floor.
Well, I'm not very good then. I seem to almost like be up 24 hours a day. The favorite time for me is the sunrise. I think it's the most beautiful time of the day when the
Yeah,
light's coming in.
you're right.
And
I see. It's just dark. When I'm up, it's really dark. I get earthworms, so it has to be dark. I hear the roosters crow. I'm up right before the roosters crow, so I hear the roosters crow. I see the sun come over the horizon, and that's why I love tuning in and seeing Yudit's footage because it lets me know where the sun is coming from. And if I can get just a few people in between us to get on that same level, like to record live so we can see the sun charter. I would like to see the live streams of the sun chartering my direction, and just for the fun of it. But yeah, I'm up in the middle of the night. You know, what I mean, coffee machine on, beep 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 beep. I'm I grow, so I'm a farmer. I live in a farmer state. Um,
I
I
love
live in,
it. Love it.
so the sun. I watch the sun. I'm up before the sun gets here, and so when it gets here, it brings me my day. It brings me my day, regardless. My wife, honey, have you looked at the forecast? Don't need to. You know what I mean? I'm up before the forecast get here. You know what I'm saying? So I know what's happening. The natives were that way. They knew that the forecast, you can naturally read the forecast if you're one with the sun. If you watch how the sun comes and goes, you can predict forecast. I yield the floor.
Jojo, make us a video of your area.
Yeah, you've influenced me to do so. You did.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
you
love
have.
it.
I'm just trying to get everything in order. So when I do, because when I place my time, okay, when you add ducks in a row, each duck is what you put your time in. That's what I consider a duck. So when I'm putting my ducks in a row, that means everything I put my time in must line up. And taking and chartering my son, how you're doing, is one of my ducks. I'm putting time in that, and so you just keep up the good work, and I applaud you. I yield the floor.
Here,
Thanks.
we've had a new member join the panel. It's Jay. Hello, Jay. Jay, have you met Dojo before?
I have.
Yes, of course.
Hi, Jay.
Hey,
Hello,
Jay.
Jay. I consider
How's
my
it going?
brother Jay. No offense, but I consider my brother Jay one of those ducks. One of those ducks I got to put my time into adequately to line everything up. You know what I mean? This is these are the symbolic. This is the symbolic meaning that they put even in elementary stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'm really though. Even Dr. Seuss has a sorcery type of spell over your children. You know what I mean? It's spellbounding. You know what I mean? It's an art form. It's not a science. I yield the floor.
Yeah, there was a reason why I thought that maybe you would also like Jay, is that Jay teaches young people like you do, Jojo. He's a ballet instructor and he's with a lot of young people, and he's also trying to help young people see things differently.
You know what's funny is you mentioned Dr. Seuss. I choreographed a dance called Green Eggs and Ham, and when we researched Dr. Seuss, right, we have green eggs. Well, who rules green but Venus? Emerald green. They use green. The Wicked Witch of the West is green. The Wizard of Oz. The Hulk is green, right? And then we have Sam. Samuel is one of the 7 angels. That's Mars, the god of war. So these people who write these little fairy tales sometimes, Dr. Seuss is Jupiter Zeus. These are Freemasons that want to be the planets, and they tell the planets stories, but they tell them a little bit differently, using the energies. So I want to chime in on the Dr. Seuss thing. Sorry.
No, you're spot on. You're making me feel like I'm not. This is my first time saying something like that, but it sounds like no buts. I can tell that you've thought this way before. I had a chance to think this way, so you're currently giving me the energy to keep going. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of, that's the thing about free thinking and open speech, is that, like, my cousin is sitting here. You know what I'm saying? And when he had a chance to leave the last time he was here, you know, this is what I love the most. I love the most about your witnesses. And say, I got 2 witnesses. I have a live witness right here in front of me, and I'll cut my camera on. He'll say how you're doing. And Karen is a live witness as well. Okay. And so I wanted to bring my cousin on the show because he was interested about how we all get together. And he mentioned Raw, right? And Karen had already filled in a slot. And so she gave me today. And it's quite interesting that he's here today, but he's about to leave. And so Karen and him as witnesses in my close history, they can see in the measurable future how this current, this energy actually still brought it together anyway. When I tell old friends that when we weave in and out and I see you next week by accident and we didn't pass numbers, or I saw you months later and we didn't pass numbers, something is telling me that we must complete something. You know what I mean? Something must tell me that we must have a conversation. You know, so it's good that I'm having this conversation in front of Karen and my cousin, and so they both know that, okay, he's a man that really try to live up to every action that's being permitted, or should I say predated by every word I say. I yield the floor. And he liked your work. He seen I gave him the site to the YouTube to see the lecture, and he came back and he was like, hey, but he's like, but who's that one guy? The guy, I said, Brother Raw. He said, oh yeah, he got some dope stuff. He got some. So shout out to Raw. You know what I mean? California,
Cool.
Loving your work, man. We just gotta get you exposed out of here. I yield the floor.
That's awesome. Well, I thank Karen and Yudit and the whole panel, Matthew, Artez. She's made wonderful mixes of my videos and stayed up all night to simplify it and help me get the message out there. But I think the most important message that I want to chime in about elementary school, the importance of knowing the elements, right? Like as teachers, there are elements to life which will help us to be patient towards people. Even in the truth movement, we can get impatient and we can get insensitive. Each element has a consciousness: earth, water, air, fire, and ether. So I teach about those 5 elements and how they align with the 5 major positions of ballet, that we're dancing with the respect and taking the time to understand what earth, the cube, means. There's a lot going on, and then so forth. So it's about, like, I'm chiming in with Dojo. We have to take the time, right, to process the elements. But in this day and age, everything's go, 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 get it done now, app, skip Earth, skip the cube, go to ether. You can't go up without the ground.
Right. I was explaining to my cousin also that you know, because when a lot of us know that how realities work, and we also know how society work, but what they've done to us is that as long as they can keep instilling into the family households, that obviously deposits itself within to the child. Children are the children make up society, right? It doesn't matter us elders, us grown folks, us adolescents, us teenagers. Children and teenagers make up societies, and as long as they keep indoctrinating or keep this on the news, or the society is where it's at. And so Brother Raw and everyone, that's where the message really is. It's like, as long as you can unplug or look, it doesn't matter who you share your household with, that's your family. It doesn't matter whoever you share your household with, y'all are family. That's where society begins. Society begins at the kitchen table. It does not begin in the streets. And so they indoctrinated us in a certain fashion.
Yeah, I put it. It's in your own back garden. It starts. It's your own home. It's
your own kitchen, your own garden. Yes, that's where society begins. I yield the floor. I'm sorry.
That's awesome. That's a good point. You know, constellations actually mean a house. Another term for a constellation is a house. Hence, Pharaoh means the big house. So what were these Egyptians pretending to be, right? Or standing in place of, that we see people today doing? Standing in place of the president, the prime minister, a mayor, a senator, Taurus fields. We all have those things. So when we look at these terms and these names, these people who stand in place, it's important to understand that we actually have to have our own house, meaning astrology. Know your house, right? Know what that means. You know, there's a lot to it. It's very complex, but it's simpler when you at least know, what does Taurus mean? How does it relate to Torah as a word? That's already a vibration. You've created a good vibration. Researching now is medicine. It's helping you or we to have our family. Like what my man just said, I had a presentation where I mentioned relatives is not just the relatives that relate to you and the family. We're all related. Hence, we all have descendants, things that fall from somewhere, and they land on this disc for all of us to be well versed in the universe. It's one verse. And then we have these people, they want to divide, nuclear fission, chopping the atom into two. Now your family is broken into two. Out of the house by 12, move out, get a job, or a Job. Suffer, God's betting on you. Because you have to have the faith. That's it, that's all Job had, faith. Your job is faith. Faith is listening to your neighbor, patience, listening to your relatives, right? All of us are connected, for sure. I open the floor, sorry.
Just wanted to say, you know, both you and Dojo just said some nice things about the channel Sun and Moon, but we're all in this together. Without you, there's no Sun and Moon. You see what I mean? We're all here doing this together, and then meeting amazing people like Artist, Dojo, Jay, Astral, Yudit. Amazing people.
Yeah, the people in the chat.
Oh yeah, and the people in the chat.
People in the chat. Yeah. Can you hear me?
Right.
I'm going to have to stop this and come on again because I'm lagging. Something's going wrong and everyone's breaking up all the time. So I'll drop off and come back again. Okay.
What is the weather,
I'll try it.
Astral? While he's doing that, maybe I should just do a little shout out in the chat room. There's Mia, Flat Earth Dave, Leslie, Ian. There's I don't know how to say his name. How do you say that? PSYXIX. There's Snack to the Future.
I was saying Six. Shout out to Six and Leslie though. I mean, shout out to all the other people in the chat. And see Karen, like right before I went live. See Karen is something else. Karen is my sunshine. Karen will tell you. She'll tell you that okay, Dojo was like he was really anxiety was kicking my tail before we went live. You know, because I get my children at 3:30, and Karen has been anticipating me coming live today. And usually I try to match my audio with my visual. That's how you've been exposed. That's raised us up. And so I like to I like to give you guys a visual. I like to have my camera on. I'm on my tablet doing this, you know, and and my time is running thin. But I really wanted to give your chat room a visual because some people, utilize their visuals. And so as live streamers, I really want this to resonate with y'all. You know, it doesn't matter how your visual is, but give your audience a visual. You know what I mean? It only gives them it keeps them connected to the nature that surrounds you. It doesn't matter. Sit outside on your porch, let the sun beam in. Like really take your, when you allow nature and yourself to do what you're going to do, you give this visual. It's a visual that you can give people while we're using our voices, especially to those live streamers who are using their cameras, their video. Some of us haven't grown up to use our video yet, but yet we will. So when we do, those are the people we take most in consideration. Is the chat room. Like when I go live, I never ever look at the chat room. That is like a curse to me. So I just ignore looking at it. I don't look at no thumbs. I don't do any of that. You know, later on perhaps. But shout out to the chat rooms, man. And I apologize for not having my visuals together today. But I appreciate you listening to my audio. I yield the floor.
Oh, sometimes. Oh, who's talking? Sorry, go on, Yudit.
Go, Karen.
Your turn, Yudit. Go on.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I like to say something about love.
Go on, Yudit.
I like in 2018, with much love, I like to stop these people who call themselves NASA. I want to stop them. I want to go to the police. I want to go to the court. I want to stop them. I want answer because they spend a lot of money, and I want to know who will pay for it. Where's the money come from? I want to react. I want to do something. In 2018, change this ugly job. Ugly, and they are waiting for us. They are waiting for us to do this. They are waiting for us to do this, to wake up, to stop them. Yeah, and we need to do this, all of us. Stop NASA, stop these people. Yeah, and with love, to do this with much love. Yeah, with much love. And also, I see a very sad video about these people who lost their house in the fire and in the hurricanes, and they are living in the tent, and everything is ugly and dirty around them. Please, people, if you didn't hurt from this, go and help and do something and help to these people. Please, we are a big tree. We are connected. Never mind if it's Africa, never mind if it's in California. We are brother and sister. So don't think if you are safety now in your house, you are going to be in the same position tomorrow. So wake up and go help to these people. Help, give them help and do something for these people who need this help. So yeah, in 2018, it's the year of the dog, it's the year of the heart. So yeah, let's talking about the heart. Yeah, much love.
Yeah, we don't talk about enough of those things, do we?
Nope.
Really, like it's a no word out there.
Can be.
But it's the one thing.
No.
Yeah, I saw.
Sorry.
Oh, you said that's a
today
no.
where there was someone riding on a bicycle through Orange County and all these tents and things. It's heartbreaking, really, you know, to see so many people, and it's not just there. I mean, there's Northern California as well, and SCO, and or whatever.
Yeah.
So they're starting to look like the war. They're starting to look like the countries with all the wars in it because they're all in tents.
Yeah, it's like a refugee camp, you know. And I'm looking at it thinking, this is America, you know.
Yeah.
When
It's us. It's not America. It's us. It's us.
Yep.
It's always us.
People. Yep.
it's like,
Us.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. America is our mind. The Earth is a disc. You know, you have the discs in your head. You have a disc in your spine. When you slip your disc, you're one with the Earth. You know, the heart is an anagram for the Earth. Can you all see my picture? I'm gonna chime off of what Yudit just talked about. NASA. Can you see this picture that I have? It's Loka, Loka. It's hidden.
Yes.
Yeah. So if you look at first of all, it's a human. They gave it a human body for the world or Earth, right? So it's a map. So the body clearly is the Earth. Very simple. Now, if you look at the feet of this Loka character, right, you will notice a serpent-like structure, drawings, little serpenty things in the feet. Look very closely. It's a very important detail because NASA comes from the Hebrew word nahash, which means the serpent. The serpent things, serpentine, right? Anything with a conquistador. Con means priest. What did the conquistadors do? The conquistadors went and controlled things and pretended to be other things that they were not. I'm gonna do a whole presentation on, we are dealing with demons for sure that come from a certain chakra in the earth. So I can't attack the chakra because the chakra is a part of my consciousness and ours as well. That's the elephant in the room here. Everything that's battling us right now is still a reflection of us in some form, but it's in the wrong damn dimension. Hence why satanic energy is inverted. It goes the other way from nature, meaning going down. Hence the inverted cross of St. Peter. And even Superman is not innocent. His pentagram goes down to the feet of Loka, if you look here again. And if you watch the legs of Loka, the serpent race starts to become a human race by the crotch. And then the chest, you see 5 elements, the God realm. Then you see Earth, the Nordic cross, the X, and the circle in the right hand of this deity. Of course, that's the highest point of consciousness. We are in the dome. We are the neutral place. We have been infiltrated, I believe, through Mount Meru. It's a pole. Poles are also straws. Things can get sucked up, especially from cataclysms or earthquakes, yeah, or comets that burn the earth and cause upheavals, upheaval. These people are in heaven with us and they don't know what it is. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. And that's why this day, everything is so obvious. The mistakes are ridiculous because they're backwards. They come from the feet. I leave it open.
Very, very interesting too, because the last time this occurred, I stumbled off and went and got my kids and came back and joined the party again. I'm gonna do that as well, but I'm not gonna leave until like 3:10. I'm looking at 2:41. That's California flat plane time. As I were, hey, that was an awesome miniature. That was awesome right now, and I wanted to ask you, and you broke that down. Just a couple of days ago, I was on Brother Sanchez's panel, and he brought to my attention this Rahu and Ketu. Okay, and I noticed that this Rahu and Ketu is also from what, if I'm not mistaken, is it the Vishnu? Is it? Help me out here, brother. You already have what it takes. You just broke that down. That was awesome. I'm looking at your picture, and to be real with you, I did not see the serpents until you said those serpents right there, and I looked. I was like, oh shit, those are snakes. You know. Where did you get that picture from? I would like to see it closer.
Yeah, it's on Wikipedia, man. Yeah, just type in Loka, and you can go to Wikipedia, and then you can blow it up on your screen and look at it, and you will see all the things that we're dealing with. It's very organized and beautiful. And it actually also is known as Vishnu or the man. Yeah, so Vishnu.
If you don't mind me picking your brain, what can you tell me what you know? I know you can't bottle it up, but I pick up things real fast. Just spill on me more about Rahu and Ketu, if you may, please.
Wow, you know, that would be Santos's expertise, but I do know that Rahu throws these discs, black discs, that cause the eclipse. So the eclipse, that whole thing, understanding of how it's becoming what it is, it's not coming from the moon. It's coming from Rahu. So what I can say is this about the Rahu thing and the whole idea of the disc and the idea of something coming in front of something else and covering it. We have the Frisbee game and the discuss. The discuss, it's a discussion. Whoa. So what Rahu's doing, this is how I work. If I don't know something, the name will always save me. Rahu I can play with. So if Rahu is throwing discs at certain times, right, and not necessarily battling the sun, but blocking its moment to bring awareness, now we can have a discussion, or we can slip our discs, put them back in. The spine has 33 bones, hence the sun moves in 33 degrees. So Rahu is always somehow there, present, bringing some sort of a specific consciousness. Now that I don't know. That's probably very vast, and I would allow someone else who might know that. But for sure, the act of Rahu is, I believe, directly related to our ability to discuss and communicate through light, because it blocks the light. Why, right? There must be something it's doing with its shield. We have Canadian shield. Aha, another aha moment. We have the Sutum constellation. Check it out. In the Ophiuchus constellation, it's the penis or phallus of Osiris, obelisk. You have the Sutum. It means a shield. Ha, Canadian shield. Then we have Rahu throwing these discs. We have CD compact discs that play music. So this is what I've come to understand. To simplify, these symbols are so diverse and way more complex than what I just said, out of honor, but they're very simple in terms of playing with the angels. We're dancing with the stars. That TV show gives it all away. Everything is a dream. We're in someone's head. We're in someone's dome, metronome. And those stars, whether it's Rahu or Ragu, pasta sauce, comes from Rahu. Ragu, Ra. The Egyptian sun gods, they're all sons and daughters, right? So what's happening is they're up there and they're playing games. Hence, where'd the frisbee come from? Is it just I'm throwing this thing, or the boomerang, for God's boom? That's the bull anagram. Why am I throwing this thing and then getting it back to myself? That's consciousness. Things always come back to knowledge of self, knowledge of selfie. Instead of, oh, look at me, look at me. Ha, ha, ha. This is what Rahu does, right? Maybe I don't know Rahu. Look. No. Let me look at it myself from my eyes. Self. Let me see. I'm noticing A, B, C, and D. You know what I'm saying? These symbols are all about consciousness and how we pass on information and affect things by where we position ourselves. Notice how we have reservations. The stars are reserved. Taurus has been there for thousands of years in that damn spot forever. Cancer, Scorpio. Then here we have Rahu coming in, dancing in and out, blocking the sun as it's trying to go house, knock on your door, hence conquistador. They're very smart people, man. These things that we're with, but they can't ascend. They can't get to Rahu. They're stuck on the shield, hence why they have knights, Templar knights. I'm gonna take that shield and that Rahu and Captain America, and I'm gonna use it to confuse humanity. Not anymore. Not today. Sorry. I don't want to harp on. I'll leave it open. I hope that answers something.
No,
Beautiful,
yeah,
man. Beautiful. That was so good.
Hey,
You got the flow.
Yeah, it is a great flow.
Cool. I'm glad it made sense, because I wasn't sure, where that would go. But, I've come to realize that when you simplify the behavior of these gods, they're all doing things that relate to the things we do as children. I did a whole presentation on why do Black folks throw sneakers in the ghetto on those wires. When someone passes away, they do that. It's brilliant. Luke Skywalker, who walks in the damn sky in degrees? So when I'm throwing my sneakers up with the laces, Lucy laces, Venus, wink, wink, hence ropes of Europa. Google that goddess. Europa always has ropes in a damn bowl. Where's Europa but above our heads? So when I throw my sneaking sneakers, it's a symbol of walking and ascending up, which, once again, the whole theme for me today is we are trapped with people who don't want us to throw our sneakers up and ascend. They're trying to be sneaky, hence concrete means fake Greece. Crete is a Greek island. Why are we walking on a fake island? It's the sole of my feet. My feet need to make love to earth. It's a natural thing. These are inverted things that go back down. Hence, when we watch those space shuttles in NASA, they arc over. Of course they arc, and they come down, don't they? We have video footage of their phallic symbol going limp. Uh-oh, you cut the head of St. John the Baptist. Oh shit, we found we're in a damn dome. A kingdom. We have a locus coeruleus. You know what rulership is? The coeruleus in your brain handles stress and anxiety, apparently. I have an insect, a locust symbol in my brain. For what? Who am I communicating to with that coeruler? We have Ja Rule, the rapper, right? Ja Rule. Rule, coerule, it's in your brain. That's why it's the crown chakra. Okay, the Hindus have Shiva, but we got humanity. We're all of these things. You know what I'm saying? Sorry, I'll leave it open.
Oh, okay. Fascinating. What I want to. Okay. Wow. The Vishnu stuff, and the Rahu stuff. Um, is the dome? Could the dome be living, a living entity? Could the dome be alive? You know, if from your perspective, we're living inside something, some galactic one, or some type of or organ itself, right? Breaching an organ, we already know what that does to the physiology of the human body. So I'm just like, you really got me going. So with the Rahu, the way you depicted it, because when it was brought to my attention, which is only a couple of days ago, and from what 2 or 3 days to now, hearing you, like what I've learned by just pondering on the concept is, you know, and reading a little what they consider text, because it's transliterated. You have to see who, whatever. Okay, is that the Rahu and Ketu characters, they were producing like these seven sons, like not in sexually, but it comes into play to when where the sons come from. You know, like every day our sun is being reincarnated. You know what I'm saying? And they're controlling the reincarnation of our sons every day. You have flat earthers who are coining the moon, and I do agree that every time we see the moon in 30 days and we see the crescent to the full, to the dark moon, to the crescent, those are lunar eclipses every month. But they've convinced us that they only give us lunar eclipses on when they say lunar eclipses occur. But a lunar eclipse is occurring every single moment of every single night. So when I was looking through this Rahu Ketu stuff, I was noticing that it's not really like they're super gods and they're just invisible and they're controlling our atmosphere. I didn't look at it like that, but I also saw, when I saw the red moon, and Sanchez brought it to my attention, is that there really is some type of living dome. And if there's a living dome, I mean living, I mean when we say light body or etheric body, that means that it's a being that have organs in it that keeps it alive. That's what we say. If you put a bean on anything, it has intelligence within it to keep it alive. Okay, that means it digests. It does it excretes. It does what living things do. If you put being on anything, so if I say light being, that means that light is smart enough to have a life source. Okay, and so now that I'm into this Rahu Ketu stuff, I'm beginning to really see that these light beings, right? That they're not being they're not being generated and made, but our atmosphere, it's really been beautiful to me lately. But it's been beautiful, like I see it turning into something. And now reading that Ratu Ketu, they say every time a new sun was coming, a new earth was coming, meaning that earth was going to do away with the one that was here. You know what I'm saying? I yield the floor.
You mean like purging? That's really brilliant. I'm going to start with the dome. I did a whole presentation about how we're living in a dream state. We're living in someone's head. There was a TV show called Herman's Head. Can y'all see that? Yeah, we're good. So Herman's Head. So you have her and you're good. Yeah. So you have her and man. First of all, we have both genders. Well, we know that Earth is known as a female, but it's also male as well. So that's a very important TV show, because that TV show is telling us something about characters in our brain. Now, here's how we can find out that the dome is a brain. What characters do we have in our brain? Very simple. We have a Christa Galli in front of our skull. It means crest or Christ or Krestos of the rooster. What does the rooster do? It makes noise when the sun of light rises, and it's in my brain right here for ascension. The airplane hangar is your dome. The rooster, the brain came before the air damn plane. So the Christa Galli in your skull, crest of the rooster, is a symbol of the flying back to the suns and the stars of this show. How many other characters in my name? Well, copper is in your brain. Venus actually creates copper. She rules copper. This is a fact. These orbs have energies. Another astrological point in my dome. The Hindus say I have a crown chakra. Kronos is the other name for Saturn. Crown is Kronos, Corona beer. Wow. So clearly, I told you I have a locus coeruleus. Kings rule and kings wear their crown, chakra, hence Shaka Khan, chakra. She's singing something to us. It's beautiful. Then we have other things in our brain that relate to these characters in this dome. Who's making the dome do its thing? Of course, the stars. They're dancing with themselves and us, dancing with the stars. We also have a raphe in our brain. The raphe releases serotonin, which sounds an awful lot like seraphim, angels. Serotonin, it just means good feelings. Hence, we have sarasvati, serotonin, love. So we have the raphe. Well, what is raphe an anagram for? There are 7 angels. Raphael, Thomas H. Burgoyne's Light of Egypt, read it. Raphael is known to be Mercury. Done. So that's ruling my brain. So I have Mercury. I have the sun rooster, flying in my head. I have the Saturnian, crown thing going on. So why does my medulla mean pith of plants? Why does my cortex mean bark of tree? Why do I have medullare pyramids, which means fire in the middle, to go up to the mid heavens in your birth chart? Your brain is a planetarium. Your brain is the damn cinema. The films for the cinema are the 2 kundalinis. Those little on the reels, it came from us. This is a movie. This is a dream. I saw it very clearly. Someone sent me a message on YouTube saying, do something about dreams. And I was like, damn, I got it. And I can see it when I walk outside. I can see that I'm looking at my head. How many trees do you have out there? Tons of trees. Your medulla means pith of plants. Cortex, bark. What barks? Bark of tree. Dogs bark. That would be Sirius. Aha, Mr. J. Sirius is a constellation. We have Ursa Minor and Major. We have minor and major in music. Minus. We have Des Moines, Des Moines, Iowa. The minus is in French, moins. Who are we trying to speak to in this dome? See, geographically, they've named places after the stars. We have the Amana colonies here in Iowa. That's the Armana colonies of Egypt. Akhenaten had the Armana. Why did he build it? Armana was built for the city of light. On is the city of light. Hence, you ever heard the saying, you're a bit off lately. You're off. You're a little off. Yeah, we're dealing with the people of the off. It's very simple. They're a little off, but they're related to us because they know our truth. They know the stars very well. Why did Christopher Columbus travel? He didn't know shit, actually. He didn't know a damn thing. He was like George W. Bush, Skull and Bones, the Brotherhood. You get in the right damn Brotherhood. You look the damn part. You talk the shit. Oh, here he comes. That motherfucker didn't know shit. These are vicars of the stars. You want to know why they traveled? Those conquistadors around the disk of the earth, they're trying to figure out how to manipulate us. Because once again, the deltoid bone in your body gives birth to the delta. The same word. The earth is a reflection of the body, hence, as above, so below. We are inside someone's head. We are in the Garden of Eden. Cortex, thalamus, receiver of the flower. Why is there a flower named with my brain? When I see a tree, do you not see the brain stems coming out of the trees? Those are brain stems. Those are your dendritic trails. Google that, dendrites. Dendro is Greek for tree. We're in someone's tree house. Many metaphors. In my house, there are many mansions, right? Or my room in the Bible. Your thalamus means bedroom. Why? We're making room to go up. Sorry.
Yeah, Christopher Columbus wasn't that smart because he was trying to find a new way to India and came across into America that was named after the map maker Amerigo Vespucci. That's another story. And he thought he was in India. It's very stupid because those people look completely different as Indian peoples. And it were Native Americans. And they kept naming them Indians for a very long time. Still people name them Indians. That's actually a big mistake made by Christopher Columbus because he thought he was in India. He wasn't, but they still named them Indians. because till this day, a lot of people that are Native Americans, well, basically they're natives of that land. America, wasn't even called America. So they are natives of that land.
Do you know how many vessels Amerigo Vespucci requested in order to cause tyranny? He requested 12 vessels.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa, Jason and the Argonauts had 12 companions. That Jason is Jupiter, the jovial one, right? These serpents, very clever, man. I'm so grateful for my indigenous people who drew pictures and did art in heaven. Our Father who art, that word is important. It decodes all of it. What are you here for? What's my purpose? I've solved it. You're an artist.
Mm-hmm.
You're an artist. That's it. You exist. You have things in your body that relate to stars. Figure out the stars, and then realize that what Columbus was doing was the Columba constellation. Columbus comes from Columba, Latin for the dove. Now, who told Noah the flood was receding? The white dove. Brahma Ijoti means spiritual white sky. They had their damn version, right? So who led Jason and the Argonauts to the sun fleece? The white dove did that. So here comes Christopher Columbus and his little vicars with 12 vessels trying to copy our 12 constellations. These men, they're actors. They're very, very good. That's why they go to Hollywood. They get all the stars and celebrities and musicians, and they get them to play.
They always hire actors because the actors get the message across the best. That's why they hire them. And they can act out all the lies and therefore make them believable.
Yeah. And then it makes people feel like, oh, maybe that is how life really is. Maybe this man in Rome with his Egyptian sun disk, the Pope, Papa, Mama, same word. Maybe this guy who wears a dress honoring Venus, Vatican, Vase, Venus, whoa, watch out. Maybe this guy is really good because you see he speaks Latin and we have to do more research on these individuals who step out and say, today is this day and today, there is no such thing. And what the hell is official? Off-ficial? I had an aha moment earlier today. There's no such thing as off-ficial. We're in the city of light, on. We're on a point where it goes.
I put it on, actually, it was Robert Forsh's one, but I just saw someone, they had it on Facebook, and they had a clock up, and as the hours are going round, it just says now. Everything is now. There is no time like that. It's now.
Yeah. It's true. Yeah, man. Now it's official, right? It's official. But now is the time for us to be on our shit. On our shit. On means light. Off is darkness. Now, darkness is not necessarily bad, but there are many levels, chakras. Why do we have a crotch chakra, a root chakra, right? What are these chakras doing? Are they shocking us or are they helping us to get on time, to wake up? You know what I'm saying? It's that time of the month. Wow, that's the goddess. We have to get with Venus and that cycle she's doing.
It has to be an off to actually. There has to be an off to put something on.
Right. So, hence, you look at this inverted world that these Satanists. Once again, Satan is an Anael, by the way, is one of the 7 angels. That's Venus. An anagram for Saturn is Satan. That's common knowledge. But what does Saturn do? Saturn swallows moons. Doesn't Rahu block the moon? Connection. Saturn swallows moons, literally, and gives birth to new ones. Hence why he or she is known for sacrifice, sacraments. We sacrifice ourselves to go to a higher place. Why in meditation is an awesome Hindu mythology. This man meditates. He meditates for so long, he lets termites eat him until he becomes bones. And then this man wanted a child. He wanted a child. He's like, I want a son. And then from being patient and allowing sacrificing metaphors, he allowed himself to be eaten down to his skeleton, to his blueprint. Then a bull appears and he gets a baby bull called Nandi, Taurus. Nandi means joy. Joy to the world, the newborn king. Another version of the damn king. So it's right? It's sacrificing your time. It's not killing.
You talk about sacrifice. What about sacroiliac? That's also in your back, isn't it?
Yes, you're a genius. Yes, man. I just learned from you. That's yes, perfect. Hence, you have an umbilical cord is biblical. The umbilical, bib, bull, sacra. Who sacrifices everything? The bull gets sacrificed. Why does the bull get sacrificed? Why is it bullshit? That's bullshit, yo. Bull. Raging bull. What's the Red Bull doing? Never mind the blue one. The Red Bull is probably very destructive and raw. And it's just doing shit. Well, the blue bull comes in, the goddess. Calm the fuck down. Europa. But manipulated. Hand in Latin is manus, right? I learned that from Santos. Maneuver, manipulate, maniscus. It makes a figure 8. That's astrology. That means that we are clearly in someone's body or their head. Someone else's thought bubble in comic books, a thought bubble. The bubble is the bull. Babies have bibs. Bibliography? Hence your child is your chi. It's your bull. It comes down from your sacrum. Your chakras, whirling wheels, are torus fields. It's the same shit. They do the same damn dance. So your children of Israel, like Santos has said as well in his version, your children of Israel are in your seminal fluids. What's flowing up there like a sperm cell? It would be the sun and all the orbs. So like whoop, whoop, whoop. And then we get Ophiuchus.
Jay, can I just ask one little tiny thing? I'm just not sure. Not sure if Dojo has to go soon and get.
Oh yes, sorry, yes.
School. Dojo?
Yeah, I'm here. I was just listening. I'm actually.
No, I know he's amazing. I love Jay. He's amazing and how he puts everything together. And many people have noticed already. But do you have to go and get one of your children?
Yes, I do. I got to be there by a certain time. I will use this time to utilize the exit as Karen gives it to me. But I'll be listening until I do depart, and I'll be back. You know what I mean? Then I'll just join back in. So yeah, you keep it up.
Could I just say that we were going to end this hangout? Like I said, we've got Santos coming on. Would you like to come back and come on that one, Dojo?
Oh no, I would definitely prefer to listen in. I mean, thanks for the invitation to chime in with Santos.
Love you, Dojo.
Really I'm sorry, Yudit.
Love you, Dojo.
Love you too, Yudit. I really
Namaste.
do. You know what I mean? And I'm not nervous to meet Santos or be a part of a panel with Santos. That's not what that is. I really freestyled everything today, and like I even gave the Samaritan story, and I forgot to tell the people that she ran off so fast to tell everybody about the word. She forgot her pail, so she really forgot that she was there to draw water. You know what I mean? So your voice and your word is really where the message is coming from. I mean, we all got the same message for everyone. Even though we're flat earthers, we all carry the same message. You know what I mean? And that's just pretty much it. And thanks for having me on today, Karen. It was a pleasure. And shout out to Raw, man. I'm gonna keep listening in, and I will be listening to the next hangout with Brother Santos once he gets on here. Peace to everybody.
Thank you, Dojo. Much love to you, man.
Yeah, thanks, man, Dojo.
Yeah, thank you, Dojo.
You've got to go in a moment, haven't you, Dojo?
Yeah. They get out at 3:30. It's whatever time here, 3:05, 3:10.
When Dojo goes, we will end this hangout, but we're not actually going. We're coming back on with Santos, just to let everybody know in the chat room.
To be continued.
Yeah, it's to be continued. There you go, Jojo. I'm so pleased you came on because I know you're a bit yes, no. But we love
You're
having
good.
you on.
Oh
You're
yeah.
good.
I mean, because I really want. I mean, I produce like earthworm castings and stuff like that. So it's like it's kind of like somebody who takes a ship out on the sea and they catch what they're gonna catch for their sale when they bring it back. You know what I mean? That's pretty much how I live as a little small farmer. You know what I mean? But yeah, once again I appreciate it. I will be in the chat room when it comes to once you guys reactivate everything.
All right. Great, man.
That's brilliant. But again, like everybody thinks that it is really easy to actually be on. Like, well, Jay loves talking, Artist loves talking, Jojo loves talking. But if I said to the chat room, "Come on, then, who's coming on?" They'll all go, "Oh no, it's all right. Well, listen."
You know what's funny about that? When I teach dance classes, the same energy happens, and I think this is a pattern for sure. My whole thing in class is to get these young people to say that they're dancers, to speak, and then or ask, what do you think about that person's dancing? How did you think about what they did? No one speaks. Everyone is afraid. And the reason why they're afraid is because we live in a world now where I'm going to criticize and grade what you just said, or I'm going to grade the way you said it. I'm going to analyze it, send it back to me, edit it, and then you're doubting. So we live in a world of constantly theorizing. Damn, stop theorizing. Theo means God. We are all reflections of that, you know?
And that's why I tell my children to attack the conversation. Like, even when they're going, if I decide to, like, my children, I mean, regardless of the fact that school to school or whatever, they like summer school because my children are in school because of socializing. They love to attack the conversation, but not in a you know what I'm saying, in a victorious type of sense. You know, they know that there is a lot of just, I guess, theory or just whatever out there. And so right when they enter a classroom with just children they've never been in class before, right? They've been, I raised my kid. That's what I'm trying to tell people. Raise your household. Those people in your house, whether they're grown or not, they have to be able to live in your voice. Your life is not the sensory paths of your skin. You walking around flesh and bone and organs. That's not, your life is in your voice. You know what I'm saying? Some people thinking like, well, whatever, bullshit. I just prefer to listen. Fine. Be the active listener all you want. But the memories are really written in stone. You know what I'm saying? When I mean, you live in your voice, you know what I'm saying? I've watched a lot of you come from just really silent to the chat room, from the chat room to the panel, then speaking and that viewing. It's a marvelous thing to watch a person gain the honesty of everyone. That's, to me, I just feel like you're gaining you're not veiling yourself. There's really nothing to hide from, you know. So I lift the floor, man. I'm gonna skate out so I can drive comfortably. Like I said,
Can I just say one thing, Dojo?
Yeah.
There was a message from you.
Uh-huh.
I put it in the chat room. I'm not sure if you saw it. It's from Balance It Out, a book called Rahu and Ketu Experience, where he can learn about Rahu and Ketu, or look it up on YouTube and check in Unlock the Secrets of Rahu and Ketu.
Cool.
Cool. I appreciate that. I really do, because I want I guess that could say, you seek and you shall find. And so the person who gave that little nudge right there, that was a creative nudge, which came from my creator, and I appreciate you for that. I'm gonna fall back and get these children, and I will be listening in. Shout out to all the gentlemen on the panel, and Karen, shout out to you.
We're probably going to end this hangout now, Dojo, because I say we're going to come back on a new hangout. So should we, when Dojo goes, are you going, or are you sort of staying in the background? Because we'll end this hangout.
If I don't go, then I'm going to be speeding, and that's going to cause me to feel anxiety. I always had to keep, like I was mentioning to my cousin that's here, like, I'm already passed away. The person who I am died a long time ago, physically, literally. Like I live like, if I don't create the moment that, if I don't create my moment that I go into next, which is like my little portal, right? I'm not the same person when I get to where I'm going. So it's like I would have to speed, and anxiety causes me to really realize who I am in reality. So I have to literally create my future before I get there on the most minute scale. Like, literally, I have to keep a patience about me, because Karen, when I tell you that I'm things are just, I have to live this way. It feels like
it's okay, Dojo. You're allowed to be a sensitive human being, because that's what we are.
Dojo, what is your sign? What is your sign, man?
I was born February 19th at 6:45. You know what I'm saying? So that's really the Pisces Aquarius line. People keep pushing a pole, but I'm not 24 hours in between. It's difficult for me to make people realize how like, if the only way I keep myself in tune with myself is I have to create my future. You know what I mean? It's like every movement, every kinetic movement of my body, I have to understand why I'm moving. It's weird. My wife's like, you have ADHD, ABC, XYZ. She's telling me I have all these letters, and I'm like, I don't have anything wrong with me. I just want to be able to, like, not make a mistake. So it's like I have so much hospitality that it caused me anxiety. So yeah, I'm gonna fall back. Thank you guys. I'm not gonna speed. I do get anxiety, which I throw water bottles out the window. You know what I'm saying? I will get really mad if I get mad on the road if I speed.
Oh, well, I'm sending you a big flat earth hug right now, Dojo.
Okay,
Don't speed. Don't speed, man.
No, take it easy, brother.
All right, number 5. I see y'all brothers.
Thank you. We love you, Dojo. Right, he's gone now. Thank you, Dojo. Anyway, you lot are coming back in a minute, aren't you, on the next hangout? So thank you to everybody in the chat room right now who's listened to this hangout and Dojo. We're going for about 45 minutes and then we're coming back on with Santos. So, and we'll be back shortly. So thank you from us.
So hang tough.
Yeah.
Everybody want to say see you in a minute or goodbye or whatever?
We are dancers.
I was just gonna thank you.
Yay!
All dancers.
We are dancers.
And this is dedicated to to Leonard Peltier. Yeah, Leo comes from the step Padishah, which means the cat. So when we do that Padishah step in ballet, we're honoring Leonard. So this gentleman you're talking about, it's a very important Leo, the name, step in ballet, Padishah, the cat.
Thank you, man.
Yay. Anyway, we will see you again very shortly. And thank you to everybody on this hangout. Thank you to Dojo. Thank you to Joe, Science Academy. Thank you to Artis. Thank you to Jay. Thank you to Astral. Thank you to Yudit. And we will see you.
Thank you all.
Shortly.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Till the
Bye.
next dance.
Yeah, next episode coming shortly. Bye, everybody.